prophecy of the voice of myrrh. In the prophecy of the sacking of Jerusalem of the time of old, it is a prophetic foreshadow of the end times, what occurs to Jerusalem again. It also explains why the things of Mystery Babylon, some things are taken away from her. And we know this when we look to what happened to Jerusalem, it'll become clear. In Jeremiah chapter 25, verse 9, "Behold, I will send and take all the families of the north, saith the Lord, and Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon my servant, and will bring them against this land, and against the inhabitants thereof, and against all these nations round about, and will utterly destroy them, and make them an astonishment, and an hissing, and a perpetual desolations. Moreover, I will take from them the voice of mirth, and the voice of gladness, and the voice of the bridegroom, and the voice of the bride, and the sound of the millstones, and the light of the candle. And this whole land shall be a desolation and an astonishment, and these nations shall serve the king of Babylon 70 years. Now the voice of myrrh and its gladness and all these things are stripped from Jerusalem in the end times. The Antichrist was prophetically foreshadowed in the king of Babylon when he would come in and sack. In the book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 16 and 17, it is the Lord who sends the Antichrist in to sack Jerusalem with his approval, by his design, by God's will. And just like the king of Babylon, Jeremiah prophesied that the king of Babylon will have ruled over all the nations for 70 years. But in the prophecy in the book of Revelation, chapter 5 and 6 and 7, it makes it clear that the beast, the Antichrist, will be given rule for 42 months. That the nations will serve him for 42 months, just like the king of Babylon. In the sacking of Jerusalem and the throne of the prophetic king of Babylon, we see Revelation chapter 18, verse 21 through 23, and it says, "And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and it shall be found no more at all. And the voice of harpers and musicians, and of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee. No craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee. And the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee. And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries all nations were deceived." So we see the voice of the mirth, of gladness, the sound of millstone, the light of a candle, and the voice of the bridegroom and the bride are all stripped away from Jerusalem, that great city, that mighty city Babylon, just like it had been done before. And Jerusalem is that whore, that mystery Babylon that will be sacked once again and be stripped of these things. And that's why it's written in the book of Revelation about the voice of mirth and the voice of gladness and the harpers and the trumpeters and the sound of the millstone and the light of the candle will not shine anymore, and the voice of the bride and the bridegroom will no longer be heard anymore in her, because that great harlot shall be sacked and burned with fire, as it is written. And this is the prophecy of the voice of myrrh.